Howdy folks, and welcome back to Fate Extra. Today, round 2, day 7, we will be going into the Elimination Battle. Today is the Elimination Battle. I trust that your preparations went smoothly. I turned toward the voice coming from behind me. He wears the clothes of a priest, which in the end only makes his snide tongue more jarring. Come to the first floor when ready. You can do something trifling like stop by the commissary if needed. Apparently finished, he opens the door and lets himself out. In preparation for the elimination battle, I should go to the chapel and the commissary, or I could go to my personal room and sort out my information on the enemy servant. And then, once that's in order, I'll go to where Kodamine is. So yeah, we'll go to the room first. Organize our information. Alright, let's review the information we have. Dan Blackmore. Our opponent this time is a veteran soldier. Since I could never hope to make up decades of experience in a week, he's clearly got the advantage. I'm the inferior master, but when it comes to servants, his servant's class is... it has to be Archer. That day in the arena, the servant fired a poisoned arrow at me. That kind of precise marksmanship was enough to tell me the enemy's class is Archer. It's also clear that said shots severed some kind of bond between master and servant. Dan forbid his servant to use his bow to fire poison arrows. That bow is his noble phantasm, called... The name of the noble phantasm that Dan forbid his servant from using was... U-bow. The name of the servant's unerring bow is the U-bow. After Archer wielded it in the prep period, Dan utilized a command seal to disable its further use, telling him to fight fairly. Fighting face to face, with honor and pride. Seeing as how Archer fought so differently in life, of course he doesn't get his master's values. The girl who helped me deduce that was the sky-gazing beauty from the third floor, Ranny. With the remains of the archer's arrow, she showed me the forest he held dear. The name of that forest was... Sherwood Forest. Matrix Level E. Enemy Servant Info obtained. Right. It was Sherwood Forest, and there is only one legendary soul who was active there. Robin Hood. There's zero doubt as to the enemy archer's true name. Even with his true name, and taking into account the discord between master and servant, can I win? Our servants are pretty evenly matched, so if I can step up my game as a master... Saber. Okay, she doesn't have anything to say. Save. We got some nice plants last time to help decorate the room. Yeah, new info, and I'm gonna go check the library to see if they have any active books. But let's see. Nope. Archer. True name, Robin Hood. Character background. While the origins of the legends of the chivalrous thief who dwelt in the Sherwood Forest are a subject of constant and spirited debate, it is generally acknowledged that there was an actual person who held the name Robin Hood, and that he died at the hands of his aunt, the prioress of Kirklees, who was believed to have bled him to death in the guise of administering aid for his wounds. However, many of the exploits attributed to him are a curious amalgamation of Celtic, Greek, and Druid mythologies. One of the most persistent of the Robin Hood legends identifies him originally as a faceless hero who was born from the prayers of residents of the British Isles. Weary of the seemingly endless incursions and invasions of their country, they asked the heavens for someone to fight off the foreign invaders. A concurrent legend pegs Robin Hood as a representation of the Green Man, a spirit of the woods who would carry out the actions and deeds that the common layperson could not. It was this belief that transformed the name into a title assumed by a number of nameless, faceless heroes who took up the mantle of protecting the people. Those who assume the identity of Robin Hood tend to be very conflicted young men, incredibly virtuous and honorable, yet always working out of the shadows like an assassin or thief. There seems to be a slight tinge of cowardice to their makeup, to cover the self-loathing that also seems to be part of every Robin Hood's personality. They all uniformly adopt a somewhat combative and derisive attitude. And though every person to adopt the Robin Hood persona truly values life above all else, they have little appreciation for their own. Like the original Robin Hood, he is under the protection of the fairies and is well versed in the archaic lore of the Druids, and like all defenders of the forest, his knowledge of naturally occurring medicines and poisons is second to none. Good, good. And yeah, let us see. Lettuce leaf. We'll go over here. Not touch the door because we aren't allowed to. Nothing at the commissary. And hell, money conquers all. Welcome to the Sukumi Academy commissary. Then in the chapel, say hi. You came for an alteration right before your fight. Maya, you were the cautious one. And let's see, I do not have any skill points available. Want to do an alteration? No. Well, I think we are ready to go. I'll save again. You will now enter the Colosseum and confront the opposing master. Are you ready? Remember, the only way to leave the Colosseum is to win. If you are ready, I will open the gate. Enter the Colosseum. The way to the Colosseum is now open, young master. I wish you the best of luck and hope that you will return. Remember, it's kill or be killed. So quiet. I admire that the man is made of stone. However, statues make poor conversation partners. Hey, servant, you look like a clown, so put on a little show for us. Let us see your tricks or hear a poem. Huh? What's the point of talking to someone who's about to jump into their grave? Although, I'm about ready to chew my arm off to get away from Grumpy here. The guy doesn't even fart without a purpose. I've given up trying to make small talk with him. Hey, enemy master, why don't you try talking to Grumpelstiltskin over here? Why do you fight? There is no why in war. Once one enters the battlefield, they only fight to achieve their objective. A soldier does not need, no, cannot have, a reason to fight. That is how things were when I was a soldier. Though my life has changed much since that time, I've never needed a why. Don't you hate it when you're right? Like I said, the guy's a steel trap. Thanks for trying to pry him open. I can respect the pride and experience of a veteran army general. He is a fine opponent. In fact, I sympathize with such a prestigious man for being saddled with an impish legendary soul. Are you of honorable origins, because your master cuts a better figure as a servant than you? I wish. My master's so straight-laced that an atypical legendary soul like me gets tied up at knots. I'll let you in on a little secret. Not all of us legendary souls were noble in life. That would be boring. Oh, and on that note, careful you don't get nailed from behind again. Heroes do not necessarily need to be noble, but their lives must be brimming with glory and beauty. At any rate, you seem to be an archer assassin. I have experience with conducting assassination. But my master is not cut out for such methods. Besides, this is war, not politics. What's this domestic strife I'm sensing over there? You don't care for surprise attacks, master. How far is too far? No foul play? No dirty tricks? Let's see here. I'll say no. Man, you're so uptight. Good luck with that. Don't get carried away, Archer. You call that getting carried away, Master? You're plundering our enemies for entertainment right before the battle. Yes, that is excessive. Ding, correct. If you don't like it, then go put on a helmet to match that armor and drown out the sound. But I want to talk to our enemies. Why don't you listen in? Learn what kids these days are into. Because if you got any more ancient, they'd have to put you in a museum. Your poorly phrased advice is duly noted, but mutual understanding will come on the battlefield. You have no idea how to have fun at all. You have no idea how to have fun. With all this killing, a guy's got unlined. Bowstring that's wound too tight snaps, isn't that right? I have nothing against having fun. Right? Life's hella hard and then you die. If you don't enjoy yourself, then you'll just die miserable. But you never gain the proper attitude to fight. Lighten up, Master. Things would be so much easier for us if you just accepted life has funny parts. I'd go on that undefended back of yours. That's how an archer should fight. I have to be nimble on my feet. Chivalry and ideology are all stiff and would just slow me down. Listen, Archer, you will fight as I direct. Not again. Fine, I get it. Your wish is my command. That's my master for you. He can't keep his chivalry in his pants even with a kid like you around. I just wish he understood that not everyone can take pride in their lives. A sudden rumbling snaps me out of the spell my opponent's words had put me under. We're at the battlefield. The time to fight a warrior of unparalleled determination has come. Let's go, Archer. The time has come to embrace the battlefield once again. All will be settled here, Archer. You said it. It's about time we gave this snooty princess her just desserts. Princess? Did you just call me a princess? You won't leave this place alive. That's Empress to you. I am a grown woman. I hold you accountable if my master addresses me as princess. That's the part you find offensive? Aren't you a little too gung-ho about your master? Quiet, you! How dare you insinuate something when I am not resolved on the matter myself? Okay. That's right. My master is mediocre in both performance and appearance. Though, I suppose my master's efforts up to this point deserve praise. To see a commoner rise against the mighty sets my heart racing. My master is out of your master's league. Your master is already as good as dead. My dad could beat up your dad. Because my master, in spite of his lack of experience, works so hard and looks adorable trying. You may think my master is a chick. With me by his side, my master will grow into a big, strong bird. But your master, dying raven, do you even have the strength to fly? Your insight is keen. I hear you were a tyrant in life, but I see you deserve to be a legendary soul. Don't be so humble, master. You got a wish too. No one has the right to scoff at that. Shut your trap, Saber. Unless you want me to nail your tongue to the floor with an arrow. I'm relieved by your words. Beneath your impudence, you care for your master as deeply as I care for mine. Whenever you're ready, Hunter, I will raise your Sherwood Forest. Live or die by the sword. Saber versus Archer. Servant type 08. What power do you hold in your hands? Dancing flames, decaying earth. What remain? Matrix level E. Okay, I think I'll start with a Fount of the Saint. Oh, I'm having a hard time remembering what his moves were last time we fought. But then I'll chuck a shard at the end here. Break, attack, attack. Guard, break, attack, attack, attack. Skill. Okay. Got it. Oh. It is time. Hack. And then we can... What was it? We can attack. Oh, oh wait, did I use the... I think I used the code cast on the wrong move. Well, let's start healing. And there we go. Good. 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 And pop. And ah, got us. Okay, now let's see if I do this correctly. Let's guard, 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 attack. Okay, there we go. It worked this time. And we got a triple. And he's failed to poison us so far. We got the double triple. Let's chuck a shard. Veil of Petals. Break, break. Veil of Petals, attack. Oh, Faceless King. He gave himself a buff. Oh yeah, I think I remember. It's that it's like a multi-turn thing. Also, I think I just completely did the wrong move there. I meant to do break, but I just did attack instead. But there we go. 1,000 experience! Boom. We deal the enemy a finishing blow. It feels like I'm watching in slow motion as Archer's chest is impaled. Dan Blackmore looks dazed. He's staring at Saber as if my servant is some divine being. Crazy. How did we lose? My master has more ability and more determination than you. So how? No, Archer. It seems I still lacked experience. I doubted myself too greatly in this tournament. It seems having a reason to fight is not the same as truly believing in that reason. I never doubted my desire to be a warrior, but that life has given me regrets. I wanted the Holy Grail to bring back my late wife. What a silly delusion. My whole life I praised myself for giving up my individual feelings and aspirations like a good soldier. Only at the very end did I dare to have my own goals and decide to abandon military life. I can't believe I was trying to fight as just a man. It was foolish of me to pit my pride as a knight against my feelings as a person. So foolish. I just wanted to get back what I had lost before the end. But I wonder which one I wished for, my late wife, or the person I was before I became a soldier. The elderly knight falls into silence. Both he and his servant start to disintegrate. But I'm surprised in you. When you unleashed your final attack, you had no doubt in yourself. Even though you can't describe what it is yet, there must be something that gives you a purpose. My wish, a wish to bring back the dead, was nothing to boast about. Though your trials are many, keep living, young one. Your struggles will struggles will steal your determination. Now, I apologize that you have to see me like this, but I am at peace in my defeat. Because, for the first time, I am the ground from which a youth with a bright future might grow. His final smile was beaming. Dan Blackmore's face was no longer stern, but kind and grandfatherly. Sorry, Master. I knew I wasn't cut out for a fair fight. You needed someone better than a charlatan like me. I'm so sorry. Another servant wouldn't have failed you like this. No, I'm the one to blame, Archer. Restricting your actions was selfish and damaging to your dignity. Bit late for that now, Master. You have no idea the torment you've been putting me through. Why are you apologizing anyway? You're making me sound like a moron here. Then why do you care about me? Whether we win or lose, I still vanish at the end. I mean, I did have a wish of my own, but I was more interested in having a good time. Gotta tell you, it's been rather boring to fight for you, Master. There's something else to apologize to you for. A warrior's pride must have held no value to you. As long as I don't have to do it every day, it's a decent change of pace. Boring as it's been, playing knight was a healthy thing for me to try, you know? Well, although I was never given a chance, I've always wanted to try being a badass knight. Dan's archer looks down as if in embarrassment. He mumbles under his breath, as if he doesn't want us to hear. So really, don't apologize. We had a good run, and there's nothing to feel ashamed about. Geez, I didn't even think I'd be able to pull off a single battle in this stupid tournament. In life, I had everything I wanted. Wealth, fame, friendship, success, but a fair fight was the one thing I never had, so it's okay. I finally did something I was never able to do. Like he said, it was the end. Moments later, he vanished. He looked at peace. He lived his life in the shadows, protecting his village without acknowledgement. In his final moments, it seemed that he had found a way to get beyond the bitterness he felt. I'm sorry. Thank you, Archer. Hakuno, could I trouble you to listen to the dying words of an old man? From here on out, no matter what enemy you may encounter or who you may have to defeat, feel it, think about it, process it, accept your doubts, but don't be crippled by them. Above all, accept the consequences of your actions, and turn all you learn and feel into strength. If you wait until the end to think, you'll end up with regrets. And, if possible, I'd like you to get meaning from your battles. Through combat, find the reason you fight, and the reason you can't lose. Find your answers. It's your responsibility to have the answers when you survive this war. Do you understand, Rising Star? Don't forget. Finally, I'll be able to see her again. It's been too long, and he whispers a woman's name. It is spoken in a hopeful tone. With his answer warming his heart, Dan Blackmore disappears. Praetor, your growth is lacking, and you have yet to use my power to its fullest. The last master was disgraceful, but this master was a seasoned warrior. Even though you emerged victorious from battle with his servant, you are still green. However, truly, it is not as if nothing was gained. I have seen the look of a warrior pass over your face. Even though Saber's criticism is harsh, praise is sweet. I don't know what the look of a warrior is, but if I've changed... Dan, was it? Did you happen to gain any impression from fighting him? I'll say yes. I see. If you believe as such, it is all well and good. I will see what you have or have not gained in the fight to come. The next battle, right, there's a third round, and then a fourth, and so on. I'm still kind of lost. But if that's the path before me, then I owe it to the lives lost so far to keep fighting. Right or wrong, that's one way to think about things. Sleepy baby Saber. zonked out. Complete. Enemy info. Class Archer. True name Robin Hood. Noble Phantasm. Yubo. Holy Bow of Supplication. Keyword Sherwood Forest and Faceless King. Strength C, Defense C, Agility B, Magic B, Luck B, Subversion A. Faceless King. A king without form who, according to Celtic tradition, appears in the May Day festival that follows the festival of Beltane. He is also seen as a personification of nature who used copious amounts of green and brown in his clothing in order to completely blend in with his surroundings. Subversion A. This skill allows one to seriously reduce their enemy's might before facing them in battle. It is an ability used by those who've mastered the art of setting traps. Upon achieving an A rank in this skill, one can disable almost 60% of their enemy's forces before they get the chance to advance. However, the higher the ranking of this skill, the lower one's reputation as a hero becomes. Robin Hood. Just one of the many young men to take up the title, this particular incarnation was a virtual outcast. Living on the fringes of the village located near the spot where his parents had died, almost against his will, he was caught up in a battle to repel and attack by a nearby lord's army and successfully Almost against his will, he was caught up in a battle to repel and attack by a nearby lord's army and successfully led those who fought by his side to victory. As he never identified himself during the course of the fight, he was referred to as the mythical Green Man by the villagers he had helped save. The only child of a wandering druid, he was orphaned at a very young age when both of his parents died suddenly. As the son of a druid, he instinctively knew how to survive in the forest and was able to communicate with the spirits known as fairies. It was this ability that made him an outcast in his village, as the villagers were suspicious of his powers and accused him of being possessed. Although the villagers held no love for him, nor he for them, he felt obligated to help them in any way he could. With his successes against the tyranny of the local lords to spur him on and the hopes and wishes of the villagers pinned to his deeds, he took up the bow and mantle and became the latest incarnation of Robin Hood. And like those who came before him, he dressed in clothes of Lincoln green, armed himself with a bow of yew, and surrendered his identity and true self for the good of others. However, no good deed goes unpunished, and the villagers quickly turned on him in hopes of channeling the anger of the local nobility away from themselves and onto this mysterious rogue who rampaged through the forest, claiming that they had no knowledge of who he was, nor did they ever claim to be thankful for his help in preserving the village. Even though the people he vowed to help turned on him, he continued to protect and assist them from the shadows. With every poisoning, every ambush, his reputation as a coward and criminal grew, despite his honorable intentions. After 2 years of almost constant fighting, he was eventually betrayed and assassinated by one of the local lords whose ire he had raised. It was this young man, who fought so that others could lead the quiet life he dreamed of, that joined the rank of legendary souls found worthy to fight the Holy Grail Wars. Save our progress? Yes. And with that, after round 2, we have a bit of time. Dead End Overture. Existing to exploit. Choosing prosperity. That deed was savage. But it was true. What is won in the abyss of death? All of a sudden, the hairs on the back of my neck rise. I'm overtaken by an eerie chill. I don't even have time to call my servant or to brace myself. I'm flung backward as if by an invisible hand. There's a wall behind. I'm going to crash. Where am I? Instead of colliding with a wall, I suddenly find myself in unfamiliar surroundings. My head's spinning trying to keep up, but it seems like I was somehow teleported elsewhere. Wait, I'm getting deja vu. This is the Colosseum that was used twice. The details are different, but the framework is the same. If this really is the Colosseum, there must be an enemy nearby. My thoughts freeze and my breath hitches when I realize this. When I look around, I see a sinister man with piercing eyes who's wearing clothing that looks aflame. I go numb with fear. He intends to kill me. That much is unmistakable. He's like death personified. I've only heard of assassins, but I have no doubt he is one. If I take my eyes off him for 1 second, I'm a goner. Human life is fragile. Even if you are a magus, you look like a meat puppet to me. I've grown tired of strangling cormorants. For once, I wanted to feel what I was doing. Want to feel something, boy? Oh, a spirited one. I'm glad you came this way, boy. What a shame. We've run out of time. The system's limits saved your life. Hopefully, we'll fight again someday. I'm looking forward to it. I realize I'm standing where I was originally. But I'm not out of the woods yet. Things are still pretty bizarre. Even though the hallway looks like normal, there's an ominous weight to the air. How did someone like you manage to evade that? Without a sound, the black-clad teacher appears just a few meters in front of me. Sinister eyes from under a mop of black hair direct a piercing gaze my way. I thought you were small fry. Maybe you have a superior servant or hidden abilities. Either way, you managed to survive the demon's fist. The man's aura changes. It sharpens, honing into a point as if it were a wicked blade, one directed straight at me. It's ideal to dispatch you here. He's looking at my neck. A bead of sweat drips off my chin. He takes a step toward me. Aha! You're the psychopath who's been killing masters after school. I thought so. The girl in red clothes appeared out of a classroom where none should have been. Rin Tosaka? My reputation precedes me. I see the intelligence network of the Harway Foundation has been busy. Although, I'm pretty hard to miss. You tell me, Julius Burkisk Harway, since you're from the Foundation's counterterrorism unit. First, you tell me. Kuzuki answers to the name of Julius and smiles thinly. It's risky of you to save an enemy. Do you intend to make this boy your ally? How absurd. They've got nothing to do with this. In fact, why haven't you killed them yet? I'll be laughing when you end up stabbed in the back, terrorist. A cruel smile plays over his lips as he continues walking toward the end of the hallway. He sends a cold glance my way. So, you are called Hakudo. I shall remember this. His predatory pupils still trained on me, the man disappears into the wall as if melting away. So he's been hacking the system's character profiles to his heart's content, I see. With an unscrupulous enemy like that, I had better be on my guard at all times in the school. The girl starts talking to herself after the man has faded away. Then she turns towards me. She has a cold look in her eyes, not all that different from the look in that Julius's eyes. What's with that look? I didn't come to save you. I wanted to say hello to the Haraway's assassin. You're my enemy too. It's not like I care if you died now. I'm impressed you made it past the second round. I didn't think you had it in you. I mean, you've kind of had a rough time of it. That's why... what am I saying? Later then. Be careful not to lose the life that just got saved for you in the third round. The girl smiles briefly before rushing off. Round 3, day 1. And with that, I think we'll end it here for today. And next time, join us for round 3. See ya. But